Let's bring in Jeb Bush, former governor of the great state of Florida. He's up in Manchester, New Hampshire today. He joins us live. Good morning to you, Governor.
Hey, Steve, I didn't know you were in the pageant business. That's interesting.
You know, there's so much going back to the old days. Yeah, Brian and I have a varied past. You know, speaking about going back in time, Bill Clinton, there in New Hampshire, where you're sitting right now, yesterday, on behalf of Hillary Clinton. What'd you think about his first solo outing?
I didn't follow it, to be honest with you. I don't really follow what's going on the Democratic side. I do know that Hillary Clinton's not trustworthy. She continues to not tell the truth about the emails, about Benghazi, about a lot of things. I don't think she's trustworthy to be president of the United States, irrespective of how charismatic her husband is. The issue is about 2016 and beyond.
Right.
And she is not trustworthy to be president of the United States.
Governor, one of the reasons I was thinking it would be a good question for you was because a lot of people say, you know, your brother also has a lot of popularity, like Bill Clinton has with Democrats, your brother has it with Republicans. Is that something that you think, if he could tell your story as well as you can, if not better, is that something you're considering?
Yeah, it is something to consider because he is very popular, and I also know I need to go earn this. That's why I'm in New Hampshire today. We have a drug summit to talk about the heroin epidemic up here. I've outlined a detailed plan to deal with that. I have some experience in it personally, and certainly as governor of the state, we created a strategy to reduce drug abuse in our state. That's what this is about. My brother has been a strong supporter. I love him dearly, and he'll continue to play a constructive role.
Governor, the mainstream media was giving the play-by-play former President Clinton out in New Hampshire, you know, Bubba's back and really tooting his horn. How do Republican candidates like yourself, like Donald Trump, like Senator Ted Cruz, Rubio, everybody, how do you combat the mainstream media when they appear to be, by many accounts, in the corner of the Clintons?
Look, Hillary Clinton, if she wins the nomination, does not have a record of accomplishment. She sponsored 3 bills that became law during her 8 years as a United States Senator. And as Secretary of State, she had a failed record, whether it was calling Assad a reformer before he murdered 250,000 people, or dealing with the crisis in Egypt the exact wrong way, or leading from behind in Libya, or the reset button. That's what this election is going to be about, is how are we going to keep our country safer and freer and stronger? And I don't believe she has that capability. Irrespective of what happened in the 1990s, that's not going to be an issue. Look, the past is the past. We have to deal with the future now.
As we look to the future, let's take a look at the Pulse of America right now, Governor, and that is the subject of the cover story in Esquire magazine right now. They've got Donald Trump on the cover, and they refer to him as the hater-in-chief. Half of Americans are angrier today than they were a year ago. 58% of white women say they are angrier. 51% of white men say they're angrier. And then the editor of this particular magazine says essentially that if Republicans are smart, they won't elect Donald Trump. Since when is the editor of Esquire magazine, a lefty magazine at that, telling Republicans what to do?
Well, that's what they do. I would deeply discount that. But the simple fact is Donald Trump would help Hillary Clinton get elected. He can't insult his way to the presidency. I'm the only candidate that really takes him on this stuff. You can't disparage people and expect to get a good result. People are angry for legitimate reason. Washington is dysfunctional. Congress hasn't been able to do its job. The president uses executive authority he doesn't have. And the net result is, I'm not surprised that people are angrier than they were before, and they were angry then, too. What we need to have is a candidate against Hillary Clinton that has a proven record to fix things, to actually take conservative principles and apply them the right way so that people can rise up again. I have that record, and that's why I'm in New Hampshire today to talk about it.
Governor, you said that Donald Trump can't disparage others and get ahead, but that's exactly what's happening. Anytime he says something wild and off the wall and the pundits seem to think that his poll numbers are going to go down, they just go up. So to contrast that with your behavior out on the campaign trail, how do you say you're better to get independence and better to go against Hillary Clinton than Donald Trump is?
Well, most of the polling suggests, even with all of the pundits writing my campaign off, that I'm one of the candidates that does the best against Hillary Clinton, for sure. And I'm a candidate that actually has won in a state that is really important for a Republican to win. I won twice running for governor of the state of Florida. Donald Trump, when he insults Hispanics, women, the disabled, and says outrageous things, it does appeal to people's anger. But at the end of the day, they're going to want someone who actually can take our message to people in a broad way, in a hopeful, optimistic way. That's why I believe he's not going to win the nomination. And if he won the nomination, it would be a landslide, because people don't want that. They want things to be fixed in this country so they can rise up again.
Governor, there's a story out today that there's a bit of a panic. It's in Politico, so take it for what it's worth. On the Republican side, that Ted Cruz and Donald Trump being first and second, or one of them winning the nomination, would cause panic amongst the Republican establishment. Do you agree?
No, I don't. Look, I think this will this race will settle down as we get closer, and people are going to want to know who has the record to fix the things that are in the way of people rising up again and keeping us secure, who can beat Hillary Clinton, and who has the ideas for the future. And when people start focusing on that, particularly in these early states, I think there's going to be a really competitive race. The first starting to fly right now, that's what politics is all about. All of our records will be judged, and I'm confident that I'm going to do well starting today, going forward here in New Hampshire and other places in the early states.
Real quickly, exit question. You say you're going to do well. Prediction for New Hampshire?
Better than expected.
Which means?
Better than expected. You tell me what the expectations are, and I'll
top
beat
three?
it. Better than expected. I don't know. The pundits are the ones that decide that. I'm just going to work as hard as I can. We've got a great ground game. We're all in here and in Iowa and South Carolina and Nevada, the February states, and I'm excited about it.
All right.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Indeed.
Same to you.
Happy New Year.
All right, Governor, thank you very much for joining us today from Manchester.
You bet.
All right, Governor Jeb Bush. Meanwhile,